Hey guys, I'm Alastair from Trail and Kale, and this is my Brooks Hyperion Max 2 review. A bit about me then. I'm just a regular guy, a non-elite athlete who absolutely loves running. Reviewing the latest running shoes and gear. My 5k PR is 19 minutes and 50 seconds, which I'm always trying to beat. I've run countless ultra marathons around the world, and my favourite distance is the cheeky half marathon. Road or trail, I love running on them both. I'm not afraid to let you know when a running shoe is crap, but also you're definitely going to know when one blows me away. Either way, our independent running shoe reviews are always 100% honest, reliable, and hopefully you'll come away from this video having learned something new. First off then, what are they designed to do best? Well, they are a tempo running shoe or a speed training shoe, whatever you want to call it. They're designed to help you run faster. So that means they're for people who like to integrate speed sessions, things like interval training, fartlek training, into their training plan. Now you can also use this as a race day shoe if you don't want to fork out $250, for example. There are plenty of race day shoes out there at the moment. You can see a lot behind me. And if you are looking for one of those shoes, definitely check out my carbon fiber plate running shoes roundup. There's a link up there, so you go check that out. And that roundup will help get you lined up with the best racing shoes for you. So although you could use these for race day, I would recommend one of those carbon fiber plate shoes instead. And I will let you know how they perform as a speed training shoe in my performance review shortly. But firstly, I'm going to go over some of the key specifications of the Hyperion Max 2. First off then, they cost $180, and I will let you know by the end of this review if I believe they're worth that price tag, because that is above average for a speed training shoe like this. How do they fit and how do they feel? Well, they're very much true to size, and they have a medium width. So if you have wide feet, these won't be for you. And unfortunately, there isn't a wide version available right now. The upper is really nice. It's very breathable, and it has a really form-fitting style to it. It's got a gusseted tongue on the inside, which basically means the tongue is kind of connected to the top of the midsole. And what that does is really hug your feet as you slip them into the shoe and creates a nice secure fit when you're running too. I really like the notched laces as well. This allows you to get a really nice a secure knot so that these laces won't come undone whilst you're running. I see a lot of Nike running shoes using these same laces, but also some Brooks trail running shoes. And I absolutely love them. They're lightweight and just stay in place. And there's an articulated heel counter at the rear, and that's really nice, makes them nice and easy to slip on. But also, if you do have Achilles tendonitis issues and you hate shoes that put pressure on the back of your Achilles, then a feature like this is going to be your best friend. The midsole is using DNA Flash version 2 foam, and it has a rapid roll rocker, which you can see is that rocker geometry, which allows you to have a nice smooth transition from heel landing to toe takeoff. Now this rocker is a bit of an interesting one, and I'm going to go into why I think it's interesting in just a moment. And finally, it has a speed vault plate, which is not a carbon fiber plate. It's kind of a plastically nylon material, I guess you could call it. But what that does is stiffen up the shoe to give you a little bit more propulsion as you're running fast. As you can see, it is very flexible, so it's certainly not like a carbon fiber plate, which is a lot stiffer to kind of flex, but it does give you more than no plate in terms of energy return. If you're enjoying this review, please give it a like, share it with a friend, and subscribe to our channel for more running shoe reviews just like this one. Outsole has a nice rubber compound on it. As you can see here, nothing too fancy going on there, but good traction nonetheless. They have neutral support, so if you do have pronation issues, there won't be any extra stability in here for you. And they have a 6mm drop from heel to toe. And then finally, they weigh 9.1 ounces. And by the way, the previous version was 7.2 ounces. So this shoe is considerably heavier than the Hyperion Max that came before it. I wonder where that came from. Could it be this? All right, bam, you're on my performance review. Congratulations. This is where I'm going to go over how these features actually translate to the run. Does all that marketing jargon actually work? Well, the first thing I'm going to call out is the upper. Now, I did mention it before. It is super comfortable to slip on. Brooks is very good at just creating comfortable running shoes, and the Hyperion Max 2 is no exception. It is super dreamy to slip on, and I love that gusseted tongue. I love the way the upper kind of wraps around your foot, and as you're running, because it's breathable, your feet stay nice and cool. The temperature within the shoe stays regulated really well. And these notch laces do a great job of making sure the knot stays done up. Now when it comes to the midsole, I'm a little bit disappointed in how it feels, because the Hyperion Max 2 is marketed as being a very, very plush running shoe. But it really is not plush. I would say this is a much more responsive shoe than plush. And you really feel that on the run. It feels like there's not a huge amount of give in this high stack midsole. And that's just a bit weird. It feels like you don't need such a high stack midsole there, because you just don't get the benefits of the plushness. Now, I'm not sure whether that's because of the speed vault plate, which sits bang in the middle of this midsole. Maybe that's dampening some of that cushioning. I don't know. But there's another thing that I don't really like, and this is a bit weird. Let me know if you run in this shoe and if you've encountered this as well, because I feel like this rocker is in the wrong place. Where it initiates in the heel, I feel like it's too far back. So if you are a midfoot striker, or you like to kind of land on this side of the heel, not right on the back of the heel, which I think most people do actually land here, then you'll find that the rocker just starts that little bit too early. So you don't get the benefits of a rock on the heel. The forefoot's great, but I feel like I'm landing on a flat platform around the back. And when you combine that with a kind of fairly firm midsole, you feel it very quickly. So if you're familiar with a firm or responsive shoe, then that's going to be fine, but don't go into buying this shoe expecting to get a very plush cushioned running shoe, because it's really not that. That said, it's very fast because it is a responsive shoe, and that speed vault plate really does help with energy return. It kind of just propels you forward. So I really like how they perform as a tempo shoe. I do, however, wish they were a little bit more cushioned like Brooks promise on their website, but I can't complain how they perform as a tempo running shoe. And finally, I really like how they look. I kind of like this huge branded logo Brooks on here. It looks kind of retro, but I feel like it's a retro that's coming back right now, and I just love how it looks. Brooks should be showing this logo off way, way more. Competitors right now then, I would say first you would have the Endorphin Speed 4, then maybe the On Cloud Monster 2, and finally the Hoka Max 6. I've reviewed all those 3 running shoes, so I will put links down in the description, but also I would have put them up there too. So if you're interested to learn similar shoes from other brands, definitely go watch those videos next. Now, are they worth $180? Well, for the right person who likes a firm, responsive speed training shoe, and you're already into Brooks, then yes, I would highly recommend getting these. That said, if you are looking for a fast tempo running shoe, then there are cheaper options out there, which I think give a more comfortable and also responsive ride. And some of those recommendations I mentioned just now are where you should start your search. Well, that's it for this Brooks Hyperion Max 2 review. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, share it with a friend and subscribe to our channel for more running shoe reviews just like this. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time. Peace.